felt my underarms begin to sweat. Part of me felt trapped. Before, I loved parties, the thrill of too much everything, music, people, alcohol. Now, in my early 40s, my world had been reduced to worrying about my estranged husband, a man I no longer loved. He was in trouble, I knew, suffering from a sudden and acute mental breakdown. Tonight, he was safe, though. Tonight, he was at our home with his mother to watch him. I reminded myself of this and tried to ease the knot below my breastbone. But it had become a part of my physical landscape, like worry lines. A young woman with blonde hair extensions teetered toward us. Colin squeezed my hand and started weaving us through the couples. I wriggled loose of his grip. "That's okay, I'll get a drink first," I said, smiling, finally breaking free. It was all too much, too fast. I shouldn't have come. I had convinced myself I was ready to rejoin the social scene, but I was wrong. The bar was pure chaos. The bartender held 2 bottles in his hands, pouring, shaking, then pushing drinks toward a line of loud customers. I waved in the bartender's direction. Nothing. "I'll have a vodka martini, double," I said. Still, nothing. "Vodka martini," I yelled, and he finally looked my way, nodding. The light from my phone distracted me from the bartender. "Unknown number," the phone read. I took in a breath. Sophie. It must be my 9-year-old calling from her sleepover. I pressed the talk button and held the phone against my ear. "Ms. Hamilton? Sheila Hamilton?" I could barely make out the man's voice. The music thumped louder than ever. Hold on, I can't hear you." I walked through the middle of the crowd with the phone to my head. Colin saw me striding toward the bathroom and mouthed, "Everything okay?" I nodded, trying to keep the panic from my face. I pushed past sweaty bodies to the small unisex bathroom. Inside, I yelled loudly into the tiny speaker of my cell phone, "Sorry, I'm at a birthday party. Who is this?" "It's Officer Todd Rodale from the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office." My body suddenly felt heavy, too heavy to stand. Bang, bang, bang! The door shook like someone was kicking it from the outside. "Hey," a drunk yelled, "I've got to piss." Unisex bathrooms, I thought. What a stupid invention. The guy would have to wait. "Sorry, officer." "Go on," I said into the telephone. I plugged my other ear to drown out the drunk and the music and the absurdity of the place. "Ms. Hamilton, we got a report that your husband broke into a woman's home in the Columbia Gorge and stole her gun." I pushed the phone closer to my head. "What? I'm sorry, did I hear you correctly? He has a what?" My soon-to-be ex was supposed to be at the home we'd shared. His mother was supposed to be watching him. This must be a mistake. The dim light of the bathroom made the scene feel like a bad dream. The cop repeated the words gun and husband and woman. He said they were looking for David, that my husband knew the victim, and that they considered this man I was not yet divorced from armed and dangerous. "My husband was on Larch Mountain," the officer said. I repeated the information, scrambling to make sense of the bizarre story. I stopped cold at shots fired. "We didn't know how to reach you," said the cop, "so I called the radio station. I'm a big fan of yours." I drew in a breath. I tried so hard to keep the drama of my personal life from most of my coworkers at Kink FM, and I'd never mentioned on air how serious the problems were. "I hope you don't mind that they gave me your cell phone number," said this cop, this fan. Shame, humiliation, nausea. The storm moved through my body. I stood up to interrupt the bile rising in my stomach and caught a reflection of my face in the mirror. Red blotches covered my neck and ears. My foundation had disappeared from the sweat. My eyes, which Colin described as a deep emerald color, were bloodshot and pinched. I was pressing the cell phone so hard against my head that my blonde hair was mushed against one ear. The face in the mirror was a mugshot. The jerk banged on the door again. Now there were several people yelling. One voice came through the loudest, "Get the fuck out!" I unlocked the door and poked my head out. The crowd outside was larger, the comments louder. "Please," I said, "it's an emergency." I closed the door, locked it, and put the phone to my chest for a brief moment while attempting to slow my breathing.